Hello, hello, hello. I really hope that this works. I got I think it's called a lav mic where it's like all the TikTok girlies use it. You like clip it to your shirt or whatever. I tested it out. It didn't seem like it sounded all that different from the mic that's on my laptop, but at the very least it's closer to my face. So, who knows, maybe I'll look over the VOD tomorrow or whatever and it'll sound like shit. But for right now, I'm trusting that it'll be okay. So, hi, hey, hello. My name is Alex, and I am a non-binary and autistic author from the Pacific Northwest. I wrote a sapphic fantasy dark academia novel called To Sharpen More Lasting Pain about being disabled in academia since it's Disability Pride Month, and deeply, deeply toxic codependent best friends, among other such works. And I'm now working on my next novel, which is about a married couple going on a final adventure together. Been a lot of fun to write, and I've the last several streams that I've done have been all about that work. If you want to see me talk about it more in other capacities, so gosh. So yeah, today well, the US is USing again, so I want to scream. I don't necessarily have the energy or the mental wherewithal to write, but I'm going to try. And the best way to get myself to write is to have eyes on me, which I achieve by streaming. So we're gonna go for I don't know how long until I feel like enough is enough for the night. Just because I need to do something productive and not just crawl into a ball or curl into a ball on my floor. So, um, I hope the audio isn't shit. If it is, I will fix it in post so that's not shit for next time. But we're gonna do the best with what we got. So, I'm just finishing up some setup on my end. Um, and then we will get started. Yell at me in the chat or something if it is. Anyway, rinse. Of this primal rage within me. Just making a post really quickly, like, hey, come to the stream. Because for those not in the know, there's been this whole kerfuffle over the big beautiful bill as it's been lauded to be, which is essentially just more tax cuts for the wealthy, higher taxes for the not wealthy, and deeply, deeply inflating the pockets of ICE. So cool. And so the Senate passed it, I think, like 3 days ago, and the House just passed it today. So that's kind of where we're at with things, which is just A plus deeply cool shit to have happen. So, I'm totally not feeling any kind of way about that right now. So, but like I said, I need to be doing something that isn't just staring at my walls or curling into a ball. So we're gonna try and write some sad gay shit because we all know that's what every Republican in Congress right now hates. So I'm gonna transition this over. I have done a lot. When was the last time I streamed? I honestly do not remember. Um, okay. Oh, no. View my channel. The last time I streamed, it was like over a month ago. I know that much. It was probably in oh yeah, over a month ago. So probably in like end of Mayish, I think, because I talked about the map I got commissioned. That was the last stream that I did, and then before then I finished the zero draft. So yeah, it was towards the end of May. So I have since then made a fair amount of progress. I am now I now have more words in the first draft than there were in just the zero draft, like in its entirety, which was let me look at my Notion tracker because I don't remember. Notion says I capped out at 41,132 words in my zero draft, and right now I am at almost 44,000. So I'm only hit the halfway point. So that's an improvement. So I've done a lot of shit, and that feels good. Um, and so now I'm just taking the shitty zero draft with all of my placeholders and whatnot and actually filling it in with things and rewriting as I go and whatnot. And I've been sending it to my writing group as I've been going through this, and I have been sending it to alpha readers as I've been going through this. And so far, my writing group got to chapter 7, I want to say. The response has been mostly positive. Um, Obviously, it's a first draft, so there's going to be things to fix down the line. I've already started this one. Like come on, there you go, you can do it. Making notes in the margin area of like things they pointed out or just things on my own that I thought about. I need to actually go through and add more. But yeah, so I already have a list of notes of things to do in the next draft, which is exciting. And I rewrote, quote unquote, excuse me, the first little intro bit. And I want to start, I'm trying to keep myself focused on just the first draft right now. I really want to start fixing up chapters and posting them online. I still am hoping to publish this in February next year, February 10th, because that is when St. Paul crash landed on Malta. And I'm trying to center all major book related things around Malta all the days. So I think I did the cover reveal on Malta's Independence Day, I'm pretty sure, for instance. So, turn down the music on my end just a little bit. I hope the sound is okay. If it's not, you can scream at me. It's fine. I'm doing my best. I probably should have, tested this on my own. But I didn't, so here we are. And I need to stop opening social media and focus on what I'm doing. That's the other reason why I did this, because I need to stay on the tab that I'm on. So yeah, I think we're gonna keep on the Zelda music because I can't be forced to find something else right now. Let's see. I think we're gonna do let's try to sprint. Let's see, it's 6:20 right now. Now I have words I need to get down. I'm kind of all over the place. I'm trying to use this to force myself to focus too. So don't believe this number in the corner because it includes the shitty previous zero draft that I that's not the word I want to use. Tearing apart for I'm mining for resources from. So I'm gonna start a sprint at 25. Is it exclamation point? Is it sprint? Nope, it's slash sprint. Well, we're gonna start with the 5-minute one, just kind of warm me up to the notion. And I wrote it down because I started the session 43893. Join. So I'm gonna start a sprint for 5 minutes in 3 minutes. Where is my docs page? There's my docs page. I need this, and I need this, and I need this, and I need 5 minutes. reset timer, and then when I transition it over, it should go. So we're just gonna kind of sit here for the next couple minutes. Right now, I guess I should go over where I'm at. So right now, Adara and Seren are the main characters, and Seren is a woman from the stars, who her race of celestial beings, um, all of them individually are conscripted at some point in their lives to kind of keep watch on the cosmos for signs of a power of legend. And so Seren had her conscription for the last year and a day, and it's torn Adara to pieces because of complicated relationship things. And so she finally comes home after this year and a day away, just to tell her wife, "Hey, I need to leave again because the thing I was looking for, the World Devourer, I saw it, so now it's my problem to take care of." And so Adara, not wanting to be left behind, decides she's going to go with her wife on this end of the world journey to try and, put a stop to things. And so they left their home island of Ilzadina. They passed by Zeza, which is a different island that has a colony of mushroom people called Mykids, who are currently undergoing a plague. When they left Ilzadina, there was a strange plague affecting the fish on their docks. And they have realized that the two are most likely related to the World Devourer, and that they have a lot less time than they thought. So they're on their way to their next stop, which is Majura, and they just had to stop at a little island, like take a detour because of storm. And so now they're leaving that place they took a detour and are heading now towards Majura, which is an island of dragons, and I'm very excited about it. So, it is almost time for things, so I'm going to turn off the mic, turn up the music, and go. the good news is, the good news is I words down and we crossed over the 44,000 word threshold officially. So that's good. I also somehow forgot that this is the chapter with called it the rated M tangled scene because there's a scene with glowing algae and it's not explicit, but there is sex. Just responding to a message. Oh, where did my brain go? I don't remember what I was just saying. I'm so sorry. Anyway. Officially over the 44,000 word threshold. Which is, oh yeah, rated M tangled scene. Yeah, so there's glowing algae. It's not explicit, but there is sex later on in the chapter. So we'll see if we get to it or not, because it is honestly one of my favorite scenes. There's a lot of character realization within that, and it's just a really nice, touching moment before the rapid downhill slide that is the second half of this book, because as bleak as things have been at times in the first half, it gets worse. So they're gonna have a little bit more fun. I don't know if they have a fight after in the scene after the rated M tangled scene. In the zero draft, I don't know if I'm keeping it, to be honest with you. Because it feels a lot in this book like they go back and forth about their feelings on or specifically Seren's feelings on Adara coming with her, and like Adara's feelings on herself about like being with her and yada yada, and so it feels like there's been a lot of back and forth. But it's also, I think, the last time that this sentiment really is brought up with either of them, so it might be a good conclusive. I don't know. I might keep the fight, I might not. We'll see, but yeah, they get to Majura, and not much bad happens there. I don't think anything bad happens there right now, but I have not even half of that route, so I made a skeleton of very, very basic things, and then I have a whole ton of shit to add, including a whole scene where Adara talks to a dragon sorcerer and learns that that's accidentally what she is now. So there's that to look forward to. We should set up the next sprint in like 2 minutes. Last sprint. We're gonna do one for 10 at 35. Let's see. There's that. We'll fix this. Say 10 minutes. Reset timer and close. Okay, so there's that set up. Yeah, they get to Majura, and then after that it's just a really deep downhill slide. So, it's just Depression 2 Electric Boogaloo, basically. So, with that though, we have less than a minute until the sprint starts, so I'm gonna do the thing again. Okay, just need to update my word account super quickly. Yeah, 44455. If I had wrote 10 less words, I would have had all fours, and that tickles me. Nice, I wrote 369 new words. Very nice. Okay, that's another sprint down. I think I'm gonna do my normal length of like 2.5, 3 hours or whatever, but I think I want to do at least another sprint or two. So I think I'm gonna squeeze in another 10-minute sprint right now. Reset timer, and then I'll take a break, and then we'll see how we are doing. Sprint, we'll do another 10 at 50. That will start in 5 minutes. And if my calculations are correct, I should be able to stand up right now and get myself my coffee. And you should still hear me just fine because my mic is clipped to my shirt. And so far, that appears to be the case. So, that's cool. You can go on a little walk around my apartment with me. It is unclear to me how much this mic picks up, to be completely honest with you. So I hope you're not hearing a ton of noise right now. I'm just, what's the word? I need to make dinner too. Yeah, so I'll probably do this one for 10 minutes. And then maybe one more. And then I make dinner. So, a late dinner, but dinner nonetheless. So, yeah, we'll do 10 minutes. I'll see how I'm feeling. We'll do one more after that. Or we won't. Hi, Pippi. Hi, mister. The cat's just staring at me. Hi. Gives me a little I love you blink sometimes, and it makes me happy. Oh, big yawn, baby. Mwah. Gotta take care of him too when I'm done for tonight. I gotta make sure he has food and shit. So, I don't have a whole lot to say right now because I mean, you can see what I'm doing, so, and you've been kind of watching me write all this out. So, my brain's just not been working very good lately for a lot of reasons, which is very frustrating and difficult to manage and difficult to talk about. But I'm doing my best, and it's things like this that are kind of keeping me going right now. Not gonna lie, but I'm not gonna get happy about that right now because sprint starts in less than a minute. So I'm going to make sure everything's set up, and we'll talk in 10 minutes or 11, I guess. That's time again. I'm gonna record my uh um word count. That's the phrase my brain was stuttering on. Plus 44804. So I wrote another like 300? 400. 804? 804. 350. So. Cool. Can't wait to actually name Furion so I can start calling him the Weasel. I'm like, man, it's been over half a book in this book. He's been named in the interludes because by then he has a name, but he's not named in the eulogy so far because Adara hasn't named him in this part of the story yet. She's gonna name him when they get to the Dragon Island because, you know, in like chapter 8, I think, Adara says that they should pick a name for him, and Seren's response is basically, "You're cute, but you shouldn't get too attached to this thing because we have a mission, and we should find somebody to like actually take care of him. And this is probably our best place to find somebody to do that is in Majura. So just like take care of him until then and don't get too attached." Basically, is her response. But they're gonna get to Majura, and Adara's gonna learn that, oops, I can't actually do that because I have formed a bond with him, a soul bond, one might say. And per the like rules of most MMORPGs, when you form a soul attachment to things, you can't trade them to other people. That's the thing with like Final Fantasy 14 and WoW and Ion and all those games. Is like if you get like special armor or whatnot, or like higher rarity loot, if you wear most of them, they have a Oh, what was I saying? Jesus. Like I said, my brain's just kind of all over the place today for no real reason why. Definitely not current events. But if you get like higher rarity items and whatnot, like if you like put them on, then they're soul attuned to you, and so you can't put them on the market boards or whatnot, which is how I feel about it. Because like the way MMOs work, it's especially with like higher expansions and whatnot, you're constantly getting better and better and better equipment, and so you find yourself quickly like running into having a bag full of shit that you just can't sell to other people. Um, and granted, they're also getting better and better loot constantly too, but I don't know. It's an interesting thing. But also buying and selling loot on the marketplaces is kind of useless, just because of how quickly you get better stuff and how quickly other people get better stuff and whatnot. So it's a weird thing, but anyway, I I want to keep going, and I'm tired. So I think compromise here is I do a 5-minute sprint. I'll do it 5 at 10, just because it's a little too close to 7:05 to. Oh, I would have had time to, but anyway, I have 5 minutes to just kind of like sit here and chat for a second. I'm gonna tweak that. And I won't write the next line until sprint time happens. So we're gonna do one more sprint, I think. And this will just be an hour-long stream because events are eventing. And I think we'll just take the next 5 minutes to just kind of things are rough right now if you are queer, if you're trans, if you're a person of color, if you're an immigrant, if you're basically anything that isn't a cishet white guy right now. Because even straight white women who think they're safe definitely are not. Like there's just so much right now constantly being thrown at us, and it is really exhausting to deal with. And there's been more anti-trans legislation that continues to be passed. There's the quote unquote big beautiful bill that passed today, and it has become now more than ever demonstrably clear that elected officials don't care about their constituents, even the ones that like pretend to. Republicans most certainly do not, but I honestly don't think that Democrats have our best interests at heart either. And it's all just made me so jaded and disenfranchised about the whole thing. And I honestly, elected officials need to be reminded of who they were elected by and why. And I think we're coming to a point where just calling people over and over and begging them and, foregoing our own dignity to try and get them to listen to us just isn't working anymore. And I feel like things are going to start taking a violent turn in that regard. And at this point, whatever is necessary to remind Congress people of who elected them and why, I can't say I'm against that. But it just continues to suck to have these communities of people that I am in, or to like be a person that I know is going to be affected by all of these laws in one way or another, and knowing that there's nothing that I, as a normal person, can really do to stop it. And so that's just been kind of weighing super heavily on my brain today for no reason at all. And it's hard. It's hard to want to continue to work my job. It's hard to continue to try and create things when it feels like the world is to make the story relevant, it feels like the world devour has come upon us and we are all slowly succumbing to its rotting, to its rot, basically, and being swallowed by it. Um, and I'm continuously trying to tell myself that that's not the case, that it won't be this way forever. But it is definitely hard a lot of the time to keep that hope. So, if that's how you're feeling out there, you're not alone. And I am sorry that this is how things are right now. And I really hope they change. And I really hope that things get better. And I know that what's happening right now is going to take so fucking long to fix, if it ever gets fixed at all. But at the end of the day, all we really have is each other and our social groups and our friends online and us, ourselves. And so, whatever you have to do to get through everything right now, we just have to get through it. And I hope that's not just the mantra we're repeating to ourselves ad nauseum over and over and over until we die. I really hope that's not the case. Anyway, I'm gonna stop like grandstanding now, and because I have less than a minute until the sprint starts. So, last sprint for the night, and then I'm gonna go to bed because I don't have the emotional wherewithal to do otherwise right now. That is the last one. I'm just gonna post my word count super quickly. 44978. So I've almost hit 45,000 words. So I've almost read 1,000 words today. 978. That feels pretty good. I may write a little bit more by myself. Just because I'm kind of in the flow now. Kind of. But I think that's where I'm gonna leave the stream for tonight because I need to make myself some dinner before I go any further anyway. So, right? I'm not just Anyway, so yeah, a shorter stream. I just needed to have some eyes on me so I can make some progress tonight. And now that I have some progress started, I'm gonna try and get some more done by myself. Thank you for tuning in if you tuned in. All the VODs for this stream and for previous streams are going to be available on my YouTube channel. So you can check those out if you are so inclined and kind of see how this book has been progressing over the last few months. And in any case, I hope you have a wonderful night. Look up, if you live in the United States, look up who your elected officials are for your state. And if nothing else, the best thing you can do right now is, especially for any Republican officials in your state, the best thing you can do right now is make their lives an absolute, utter nightmare. That's it. You know? Find their town halls. Scream at them. You know? Find out who these people are and make it known to them that they are not safe to continue acting this way. Anyway, have a good night. Find out who your elected officials are. Raise some hell. And I will see you next time. Good night.